What if, by some cosmic whim, an ordinary baseball, the kind lost in dusty fields and under the bright lights of a summer night, were thrown at nearly the speed of light? Not just fast, not just faster than a rocket, but almost as fast as anything in the universe can possibly move. 90% the speed of light. In less than the blink of an eye, reality bends, and the impossible unfolds before a crowd that has no idea what's about to happen. Picture the moment. The ballpark. The hum of the crowd. The quiet electric tension just before the pitch. Sunlight falls in golden slats across the grass. Dust motes drift lazily through the air. The pitcher sets, winds up, and then, suddenly, without warning, without logic, releases the ball. Not at 100 miles per hour, not even at 200, but at 600 million miles per hour. What would you expect to see? A streak slicing across the field, maybe? A shattered world record? But the universe has strange rules when you flirt with the speed of light. Familiar things, space, time, even air itself, stop behaving the way you expect. Here the ordinary becomes extraordinary. Time warps. Space distorts. The stadium, the players, the shouts frozen in fans' throats, all hang suspended on the edge of something cosmic. Because every what if is an invitation to see the ordinary with the eyes of wonder and dare to ask, what happens next? The instant the ball leaves the pitcher's hand, everyday physics waves goodbye. Now, at nearly light speed, the baseball enters a realm where even air molecules become obstacles of epic consequence. Imagine it. Each molecule, each atom in the air, seems frozen from the ball's perspective. The outfield, the stands, the cheers, they're all frozen in a split second before impact. But for the ball, everything erupts into a furious ballet of primal forces. Normally, when an object moves through the air, the molecules flow around it, parting like a river around a stone. But at 90% the speed of light, the baseball isn't parting the air. It's annihilating it. There's no time for gentle aerodynamics. Every atom in its path gets obliterated, smashed with such unimaginable force that their very nuclei, those hidden cores of atoms, collide and fuse. Think about that. Every billionth of a second, what should be an ordinary journey becomes a storm of nuclear forces. Fusion, the engine that powers stars, now ignites in the heart of a ballpark, unleashed by a single, impossible pitch. Each collision releases blinding gamma rays, sprays of subatomic shrapnel, and waves of heat and light like the world has never seen. At this speed, the baseball ceases to be a baseball. Its surface vaporizes instantly, peeling away in microscopic shreds, each one now an unstoppable projectile, itself igniting more fusion, more fire. A sphere of incandescent plasma, hotter than the surface of the sun, expands from the pitcher's mound, growing with every fraction of a second, swallowing the air, the grass, the memories, the game itself. For the batter, for the crowd, everything seems normal. But for the laws of physics, reality is coming undone. Even light takes time to cross the space between pitcher and batter. In practice, the batter never even sees the pitch leave the hand, because the information carried by light arrives only when everything has already been swept away. In one infinitesimal instant, time nearly stops. If you could somehow watch from a distant hillside, you'd see a blinding flash, a sphere of light growing from the ballpark, eclipsing the afternoon sun, followed by a mushroom cloud rising over the city. The ball, now just a bullet of plasma, slams into home plate, except there's no crack of the bat, no satisfying thud. Only disintegration, ionization, utter destruction. The energy released is enough to vaporize the field, the players, the stands, everything within a mile gone in a storm of heat, light, and raw force. A fireball rises where the stadium once stood, brighter than lightning, louder than any thunder. If you were far enough away to survive, you'd see a shockwave tearing through trees, toppling buildings, shattering windows, and setting the world on fire. All of that from a single pitch. Why? Because as you approach the speed of light, every ounce of matter carries mind-bending amounts of energy. Einstein's famous equation, E = mc2, means that mass and energy are two sides of the same cosmic coin. Accelerate something fast enough, and you tap into the deepest wells of power in the universe. In this strange reality, ordinary actions have extraordinary consequences. Throwing a baseball, normally an act of summer, of fun, of childhood, triggers forces that shape stars and unravel worlds. Science here is no longer just math and formulas. It's cosmic poetry in motion. It's the universe whispering, "Look closer, dream bigger, wonder more." Why are we so fascinated by questions like this? Maybe it's because deep down we sense that the universe is a vast arena of possibility, waiting for us to imagine, to ask, to explore. Every absurd what if is a bridge between the predictable and the unknown, between the familiar and the fantastical. At the end of the day, the baseball field is just a detail. The real story is the journey, from curiosity to explosion, from the ball to the cosmos, from silence to light. And the silence that follows such an event is almost philosophical. After so much unleashed energy, after so much chaos, only a radiant void remains, as if the universe paused to catch its breath and begin again. If you took the baseball rulebook literally, you might argue the batter gets to take first base. After all, he was hit by the pitch. But in this new reality, there's no base, no scoreboard, no stadium, only scattered atoms, and a universe forever changed. But from another angle, this imaginary journey tells us more about ourselves than about the cosmos. It reminds us that science is not just numbers and logic, but imagination guided by reason, that the laws of physics are both boundaries and invitations. They say, you can go this far, but what if? And in that space between the possible and the impossible, the greatest discoveries and the best stories are born. There's beauty in these impossible questions. Even when the answer is total annihilation, we learn about order, about energy, about how miraculous it is that we exist at all. Fragile beings, governed by such elegant, mysterious rules. It's humbling to realize, every day without noticing, we brush up against the extraordinary in the simple act of being alive. Baseball, breakfast, blue skies, all of it only possible because the universe's particles dance to a tune so precise that the slightest misstep would turn it all to fire. In the end, perhaps it's not the light we make that defines us, but the shadow we cast across the fabric of time. The questions we dare to ask, the worlds we dare to imagine, the limits we dare to challenge. This is what makes us human. Even knowing that throwing a baseball at the speed of light would destroy everything, it's precisely this idea that fascinates us. It makes us look up, look outward, look inward. What if? That's the seed of all science, all art, all progress. So next time you find yourself at a ball game or just watching the world go by, remember, every simple act is a miracle of physics, a thread in the vast cosmic tapestry. And so we keep going, throwing questions into the void, listening for the answers, even when some explode in light, some in silence, but all of them expand the field of our imagination. If this video made you see the ordinary with new eyes, or sparked a wild new what if inside you, hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and share your impossible question in the comments below. What should we explore next? Because sometimes the best journeys don't require rockets, just a really, really good question.